Monday morning, first day on a new track of timber. Had this one bought for close to 4 months now. Dad's touching up his chain on the saw, getting ready to gas up. I've got the 648 warming up. Now yesterday I brought the 333 over here to help push out around some of these trees so we can get in and cut them, because this is very, very overgrown in parts of this farm. It's about 90 acres. Some pretty good walnut, some pretty common walnut, some pretty ornery walnut, but nonetheless it's walnut. Right here's where we'll go in. I'll actually bring the Mack. Highway's right there. You can kind of see that car going by. So we're right between Stockton and Arcola, a little closer to Arcola actually than Stockton, but close to home nonetheless. I'll bring the Mack right through here. We'll load up. All these logs will go back to our yard. So today we're going to get started. Like I said, I've got the 648 warming up. I'm going to try to blaze a trail through here back to a bunch more of these trees. Like I said, this thing was neglected for a few years. They just let it grow up. It wasn't too many years ago. You could see through all this. It was clear, but that's what a couple years of no brush hogging or no spray or anything like that will do. It just kind of, nature has a way of taking itself back. So we'll get a trail blazed. Dad will start cutting on some of these, and I'm going to cut with my 500i today. You guys know I have mixed feelings about that 500i saw, so we'll do some cutting with it, and hopefully we can get a good jump on this job. I knew this 20 gallon a minute pump would come in handy. Great Plains industrial pump. She'll spit the fuel out. The tank on the 648 is pretty good size, and the skidder's pretty thirsty most of the time because it's usually doing pretty good workload, so she likes her fuel. Pretty good tree Dad's cutting. I'm just kind of here for support, see if I need to push it back the other way here. We've got a pretty good strong southern wind today. Here we go. You gotta love me and Dad's hand signal communication here. After logging together for 20 some years, it's we almost kind of know what each other's thinking in a sense. Down she goes. 2 trees down, whole bunch to go. It is a woolly booger in here. So far this morning I've been trying to make trails and push out around trees just so we can get to them. Now this is the roughest part of the farm for sure. The northern end of the farm is a lot easier cutting, a lot better quality trees. Not nearly as much brush, but we do have some fence obstacles over there. We'll have to pull a lot of trees. Pretty good tree Dad's getting her to take down right there. Another pretty good tree beside it. These trees here don't have a lot of height. They're just kind of short-bodied pasture trees. Said it's hard to believe at one time this was pasture, but it's what a little bit of neglect will do in this part of the world. So we're just trying to blaze a trail as we go. Definitely the 648, the width of the blade, the weight of the machine is definitely helpful on this job making roads. I don't know if that wind's helping us or hurting us today. Guess it could go either way. It's really gusting strong out of the south, which for us, this old fence really isn't any good here. I spoke to the renter Friday when I unloaded equipment. He said don't even worry about that old fence because the other side of the fence there's part of this farm as well. There's a lot of cross fences on this, it just ain't any count, which is a good thing. The perimeter fence is pretty good, but the cross fences are terrible. We still don't like to tear any more stuff up than we absolutely have to, but it's good to know on these cross fences that it's no big loss if a tree gets into them. Trees like this here, like standing when I've gotten the grapple, you can make some real fast footage with trees like this. They're not super high quality trees, just big lumber trees, you know. This will cut heavy lumber. And I know I talk about heavy lumber a lot, 8-quarter, 10-quarter, 12-quarter, stuff like that. No veneer right here. There is some on the job, but not right here. Usually on these big trees like this, what Dad just cut, when he gets it on the ground, both of us work them up together to kind of speed that process up. Like where these trees are, got to have somebody on the skidder kind of pulling them down, getting a little further up so you can work it up better. So I keep my saw right here in the floor of the skidder. So I've got the 500i today. Got the Ranger parked back here. A lot of people always ask about Dad. He's 77. Dad won't run a piece of equipment. He just doesn't care to be on these skidders anymore. Very, 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 very seldom do you ever see him on a skidder. He won't run the skid steer anymore. He won't even haul logs hardly. He just wants to cut. That's what he enjoys. So that's what he does. We don't ask Dad to do anything more than he wants to do, but he usually wants to do it all. If there's something going on, Dad wants to be right there in the middle of it. He still wants to get up and go to work every day, and I mean every day. It's hard to get a day off with Dad. If the weather's good, we're going to work. So that's kind of, at a young age, that's kind of where I got that instilled in me. If the weather's good, we're going to cut logs. Might have to give that a little push, I don't know. Well, it's starting to rock a little bit. This would be one of those trees where the wind's really helping us here. There she goes. Boy, that's a good looking piece of wood there. Let's zoom in on that. Good looking piece of wood. This is how you know it's Monday, right here. Blown line, little bitty line right there, that one right there, little bitty short line. It's been sitting up against that pump, and it must have rubbed a hole in it because I was pushing the road back through here. I didn't even know we had a hydraulic leak. I just seen smoke and smelt it. Well, we're lucky we didn't burn the whole thing up there that quick. Crash. So luckily, it's a little line. We caught it. We've lost a lot of fluid. Part of it, here's what our problem was. We had a stick rubbing against the manifold there. That's where my smoke was coming from. That's what I was scared of, about burning this thing up. Now, we had about an hour and a half delay there in getting the hose fixed. I would have filmed the fixing of the hose, but it would have went from a PG to a R-rated YouTube channel pretty quick because I don't like mechanicking at all, especially when stuff is the least bit inconvenient like that little hose was. Just not fun at all. Not a mechanic. Don't want to be a mechanic. Hate mechanicking. We'll leave it at that. So we're pretty short on room here on the deck for now. We're going to stack some logs, get these things piled up, where we can just bring the Mac in, get these things loaded up and on the yard. Pretty good sticks of wood in this pile, like that hog there. That is a big log. A lot of big pieces, a lot of big second cuts. Pretty good piece right there. Decent little pile of logs to start today. We're going to go in and take lunch. Leave that parked right there. So coming up, me and Dad talked about it a minute ago. These trees here by the road, I've said all morning how hard the wind's blowing. Hopefully the wind will die down tomorrow. It's like that big top right there. That's a real big tree. These couple right here. Hopefully the wind will die down. We can we'll put those on the ground tomorrow. We really don't want that southern southwest wind pushing any at all, because we're going to try to pull or push these trees, and you've got two different sets of power lines, which they won't reach that one, but they would reach this one easily, and a fence and a road. Those are just problems we don't need. So there's plenty of trees to cut, so we'll just wait till conditions are favorable to get these big ones here. Well, that's a pig there. Whoa. I'm trying to video trees and not to get into the fence. I guess I better pay a little more attention. Texting and driving's bad, but I guess videoing and driving's equally bad. I've already brought the truck back this afternoon here and loaded up. I wanted to get a jump on tomorrow, get a few more cut, and get some roads put in. One stack Mac with the window in the back. She's just ready to be strapped down. We'll be ready to go. Not a big load, but a good load. It's nice to be working close to home for a while, but all that's going to change after this job's over. We've got to get up to northern Missouri to get a couple jobs we've got bought cut. We've got to get back over to Bernal, Deerfield, Missouri, get some jobs over there we got cut. I've got 5 jobs to look at this week starting tomorrow night, so a lot going on this week. Hopefully we get to cut that guy tomorrow. That's it for today, guys. We've got a small start for tomorrow. Like a fool, I didn't bring my chainsaw gas with me. It's in the Ranger, which is behind my truck. Anyway, we built some more roads, and a lot of this part of the farm right here, it's just getting to the trees. That's the biggest battle of all. That's worse than cutting them. That's worse than pulling them. It's worse than bucking them. It's just getting the roads to the trees, because that brush is so big and so thick that just the bucket on the 333, it's pretty much useless. We can't do anything. We just rely on the weight and power of that 648 to kind of bowl its way through there and make good roads. So tomorrow, like I said previously, hopefully we can start with these trees right here. And we've got 2 different directions we can go there. We can veer off towards that group of trees there. There's another group down there below the hill. And once we get this side of the farm kind of, wrapped up or licked, we'll be in a lot smoother cutting, but I'd rather start with the rough stuff first. So that's it. We'll get these things hauled home, and tomorrow we'll be back out here and doing it again. I know they're expecting some rain later on this week, so hopefully we don't get too much. Last week we missed the big rain they were talking about. They were calling for 3 inches. We got like 2/10. We got no rain out of that, so hopefully that's kind of the same deal this week. Even though we really do need a little rain right now, I really hate to see much rain this time of year, because it can turn off wet and we can have a real mess in the timber and not be very productive. We'll have to go back to tracks. We don't want to do that. Guys, we'll see you later. Hey guys, if you like what you see, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for all of our latest videos.